Welcome to Science Reasoning with Ms. Watson. This module in educational technology, I was in ELRC 4507, and we were tasked with creating a website with different resources for students. So I'm going to take you through my website. First, we have the home page, which is basically telling you everything that you're going to find in my website. So we have the home page, of course, a short bio, resources, evaluations, tech projects, mobile apps, and college readiness. So let's jump right into About Ms. Watson. So this page is basically giving information about myself. And I am a standardized test preparation specialist. I teach ACT, SAT, PSAT, things of that nature. And I just kind of give students and parents a little bit of information about me, and I welcome them to the class. Next, I have resources. So here I've listed some resources for teachers and students. Many teachers and students are embarking on an online journey for teaching, and it can be tough for teachers and for myself to find different resources that would be good for our students. And it's tough for students to sometimes find resources to help them complete assignments that their teachers may give. So we're just going to click on this really quickly. So here are just some of the resources I have. Google Classroom, Bubble.us is basically where you create brainstorm maps, different things like that. Quizlet can help students study. And here are a few more resources. Okay, so the next page I have is website evaluation. So here I completed a evaluation on a website that can be used for students to help them in science and math, and it uses simulations. So this, for some reason, this one isn't pulling up, so I'm just going to show it here. The name of the site was, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, PHET or PHET. It's basically by Colorado University. It works on Chrome and Safari, and it has interactive games to help students with math and science through simulations. So it basically gives students the freedom to research and experiment with different math and science aspects without it physically being in front of them. It allows them to have these simulations online, so they're able to get kind of the same experience but in an online version. And this is just giving my opinions on the website. And then website screencast, this is where this video is going to be when I complete it. So next we have tech projects. PLE is a personal learning environment. It basically describes educational tools, services, and communities that a learner uses to facilitate and further his or her own learning through the use of modern-day model as opposed to textbooks and more basic approaches. So here in this PLE, we had several activities we completed about blogs, curation, and microblogs. And within these, I did several reflections. The first reflection was a teaching web tool. So basically here I just describe and give some images about that teaching web tool of a blog. So let's go to the next one. The next reflection, personal critique of Diigo or Diigo. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that one, but this has been a tool that I found very, very helpful. It allows teachers, students, anyone to have all of their resources in one setting. So since I've found this tool based on the class, I use it pretty much every day. All of the very important tools, applications, websites that I use, I have them all stored in this site. And wonder if I can show it to you really quickly. So this is my Diigo account, and basically I have all the things tools that I use. So copyright and fair use for teachers. This is something that's very important, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. I have another blog that I have here. Twitter. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Piktochart, Quizlet, Bubblers, Adobe Spark, which is one of my favorite for making videos. Powtoon is also another one of my favorite for making videos. My other blog, and my class, of course. So, Diigo is very advantageous, I would say, for teachers and students to have all of their necessities, all of their necessary websites in one place. And remember, I said we were going to talk about Twitter. This reflection is based on a Twitter account, which is RM Byrne, created by Richard Byrne. He's a father and a teacher, and he provides other teachers with free, practical educational technology tips. I really, really love Twitter as a blog. Before this class, I never really considered it as a blog, but after following a couple accounts, I realized, such as this account, that it is very educational, and it can be educational for students as well. So you have some people who are using this, as Richard Byrne is using this as a blog basically, and he's giving all these free resources for teachers. And not only is he giving free resources, he's giving tutorials on how to use some of the resources that we already use. So I really, really liked this Twitter account. Some of my favorite tweets were my favorite hidden features of Google Workspaces and Office 365. So, I mean, Google has come out with so many resources that teachers can use, but I'm sure that myself and maybe other teachers aren't using them to their full potential. So he gave a lot of good tips there. The next one, free technology for teachers, how to add voice recordings to Google Forms. I use Google Forms a lot. It's an easy way to give a quiz, to give a test, to grade it, especially if you're doing multiple choice, to grade it quickly, and to give you charts and data quickly without you having to do it yourself. And also, free technology for teachers is his website, where he posts a lot of information for teachers. And then the last one was turn your documents into online interactives with TeacherMade. This is something that I think is very valuable, especially transitioning into online teaching for a lot of teachers. I use a lot of worksheets. I've noticed with my students over the years that worksheets tend to be a lot easier for them to keep up with and to study. So being able to make your worksheets online and interactive is definitely a big plus. And here are just some pictures and my thoughts on Twitter as an educational tool. So that's the PLE. Okay, the next tech project resources. Well, we already went over resources. Thematic theme show, slideshow. I did my thematic presentation about DNA, and it's basically just a slideshow that's based on a certain topic or theme. So we can just kind of click through it here, where I talk about DNA, what it's made out of. Here, the structure, what DNA is actually, what it composes when it's combined, and it makes our human body. So I think this is a really good activity to do with students, to have them create thematic slideshows. And also the digital story is exactly what the name suggests. It's a video that invokes some type of emotion from its audience. So this one is basically a digital story based on the company that I work through, because we're contracted into schools, and we basically go in and help the schools students boost their ACT score so that they can in turn boost the school's score. And I created a digital story on that mobile app. The mobile app that I decided to research and do a presentation on was Glockster, which is basically where students create digital poster board presentations as opposed to the traditional threefold poster board and students creating like that. I thought this was very interesting because there's so many themes and templates that students can choose from depending on the topic they have, and also students can go in and look at other students' work and see the information that they've posted. And it can be informational, but it can be a little bit like Wikipedia, to where if another student's doing it, you're not completely sure if the information is true, but hopefully they would have had a teacher to verify that information they created. So it should hopefully be reliable. And that's just my presentation on Glockster. I really like this app, and I could see myself using this. So my last tab is college readiness, where I give ACT information, college certs, scholarship essay writing, tutoring services. So for ACT information, because this is my science reasoning class, I do give students the test dates, deadline, the fees, and standby deadlines and things like that, so they'll know what's coming up next. And also, if you click this link, it'll take you to the ACT.org website, where students can find preparation free. For my last tabs, the college search, college scholarship essay writing, and tutoring services, those are my own personal tabs that I wanted to add so that the students that I tutor will be able to come on my site and get that scholarship essay writing, because I offer that for free for students that are getting my tutoring services. And college search information, that's basically where they'll see what type of information you need to look for, what type of requirements, if they have your major, things like that. Just giving students general information about how to find the right college. And then tutoring services, of course, that will be where students can contact me to get tutoring for ACT or SAT. So that is basically the gist of my website. I do believe this website was very beneficial in making. I learned so many new aspects about online teaching, from the blogs to the tech projects we did with the digital stories, the thematic slideshows, the evaluations that taught me how to actually evaluate a website and how to find the valuable information to see if it'll be a good fit for your students and for your teaching styles. I'm very proud of this website, and I'm glad I got the chance to make it. And I definitely believe that a lot of the activities that I did within and putting into this website that I'll be using for the rest of my teaching career, such as Diggle and Glockster and several other things that I talked about in this video, that I'll definitely be integrating into my teaching style and suggesting to other teachers. And I'm very proud of this website. I think it came together nicely, and I'm glad this was one of the assignments that we had to do. So that is basically my website. And I'm glad I have a finished product that I can take with me into my teaching career. Thank you.